Now let's see this divisibility by 19. Add 2 times the last digit to the remaining leading truncated number. If the result is divisible by 19, then so was the first number. So what it means is, now if you take this number, so what they are trying to say is, you take the last digit, which is 1, and you add 2 times this to 55, right? 2 into 1 plus 55. Now you are going to get 57, right? Now if you see 57, this 57 is divisible by 19, and so this one is divisible by 19. So if you are not able to find out whether 57 is divisible by 19, or in case if the result is a very big number, here it is not just 57, but in case if you get a very big number, you might have to apply this recursively again. So what happens in that case is, take this one and you multiply it with 2. So what do I get? 7 into 2 is 14, right? So 14 plus remaining, which means 5, so it is going to be 19. Therefore 19 is divisible by 19, and so this number must be divisible by 19, which means you can keep on applying this, right, until you get to a number which you will be very sure, or a small number, to easily say that it is divisible by 19. Got it? Okay, now if you observe it, we have discussed about divisibility by 11, divisibility by 13, divisibility by 15, divisibility by 17 and 19, right? I think 17 and 19, these are the things that we discussed. Now why did I discuss only these things is because only these are the prime numbers, less than 20. So that is why I discussed this. So in case if you have a composite numbers like 12, since 12 can be written as 2 into 6, you could apply these definitions for 2 and 6, which means a number is divisible by 12 if it is divisible by 2 and 6, isn't it? Then what happens is, check whether the number is divisible by 2 and check whether the number is divisible by 6, right, using these simpler definitions. And if you find out that a number is divisible by 2 and 6, then it will be divisible by 12, right? So again, in order to find out whether a number is divisible by 6, you have already written like this: 6 as 2 into 3, isn't it? Therefore ultimately it will come down to checking whether a number is divisible by 2 and 3. If a number is divisible by 2 and 3, it will be divisible by 12. Got it? Okay, similarly 15 also can be done in the same way. A number is divisible by 15 if it is divisible by 3 and if it is divisible by 5, and we have checked these two already. Got it? Okay, now let's see this. What is the smallest number that should be added to 19657 to make it divisible by 3? Now this is a normal question, so you can do it in two ways. One way is find out what is the remainder when you divide it with 3, and then you try to add something to the remainder so that it will become 3. That is one method. Other method is, we have seen that if a number has to be divisible by 3, then sum of all its digits should be divisible by 3. You can use that simpler method, right? So in that way you have to add all the digits, right? So 1 plus 9 10, 10 plus 6 10 plus 6 16, 16 plus 5 21, 21 plus 7 is 28. Now 28 is not divisible by 3. Therefore what should you add to this so that this sum will become a number which is divisible by 3? What is the smallest number? If I add 1, no, it will become 29. If I add 2, yes, right? Therefore 2 is the answer. If I add 2 to this sum here will become 30, and therefore this number will be divisible by 3. Now if you want to do it in the other way, if you try to find out what is the remainder if I divide it with 3, you will get the remainder to be 1. Since you get a remainder of 1, if it has to be divisible by 3, either you should subtract that 1 or add 2. Got it? Now the next one is, what is the smallest digit which should replace star in the number 4962 star 0? So the number is given and one of the digit is missing, and in that missing digit star is given, star is replaced there. Now if you have to make this one divisible by 11, what should be that star? That is the question, right? What is the number? 4962, and then there is star, and then there is 0, right? As we have seen earlier, we have to find out the sum of, a number is divisible by 11 if the difference between sum of the digits in the even places and the sum of the digits in the odd places, not the odd digits, odd places and even places, if you find out the difference, if the difference is divisible by 11, or if it is 0, you can say that the number is divisible by 11, right? So here if you find it out, we have to find out the sum of the digits in the even places and the odd places, right? Which means they are actually alternating digits, right? So which means 9 to 0, they all fall in, let's say, odd places. If you start numbering from the units place, if I give the number 1 to this, number 2 to this, number 3 to this place, 4, 5, 6, these 3 digits, they fall in the odd places, and now these 3, they fall in the even places. Therefore 4 plus 6 plus, let's call it as x minus, the other one is 9 plus 2 plus 0, right? Now this difference, this should be divisible by 11. Now let's try to find out what the difference is. So here it is 11 already, and here there is 10. Therefore you are going to get x minus 1 as a result, isn't it? Now what is the condition if this has to be divisible by 11? Either this number has to be divisible by 11 or this number has to be equal to 0. Now if this number has to be equal to 0, then if I put 1 here, then it is enough, right? And that is the smallest number, isn't it? So if this number has to be divisible by 11, then definitely x has to be equal to 1, right? So the answer is 1. Okay.
Hi, if you are planning to do masters, then doing masters abroad is better than doing masters in India. I'll give you all the reasons. So, first reason is, out of 1 lakh students who take GATE every year, there are only 500 seats in old IITs. So all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%, and IITs, universities better than IITs, they have very good acceptance rate like 30%, 40%. But all the IITs put together have an acceptance rate of 0.5%. And if you are working hard to get into IIT Bombay's ranking is 177 and IIT Roorkee's ranking is 400. If you are happy to get into IIT Roorkee, then getting into universities better than IIT Roorkee is easier compared to getting into IIT Roorkee. And looking at the salaries for computer science, for software jobs, if you have done your masters in computer science in US, the salaries are ranging from 80 lakhs per year to 1.2 crore per year. So even if you take an average of 1 crore per year, your savings will be much higher than the salaries in India. After taxes and your cost of living, you can easily save 40 to 50 lakhs per year. And in India, the maximum jobs that you get is around 30 lakhs. So your savings will be much greater than the salaries in India. And these are all the services that we provide. University shortlisting. So depending on your profile, we will shortlist what are the universities that you have to apply, and statement of purpose building, and then LOR guidance, and GRE and English test assistance, and education loan assistance. So you don't have to have any collateral, which means without any security, now you can get education loan. Getting education loan is very simple these days, and whatever the amount of fee that you have a range of universities. You can apply for 10 lakh universities, 20 lakh universities, or 50 lakh universities, but whatever it is, you are going to get complete education loan, and you can pay off your education loan in 1 year after you get a job. And then we do visa assistance, mock visa interviews, and then connecting with the university alumni. So now you might ask why we should join Game of Visas. So the answer is we have 90% success rate, 99% success rate. And these are all the destinations that we guide the students to. So we guide students to any country that you want to go. So now it is not just USA. We guide to UK, Germany, Australia, Canada. So we guide students to all the countries. We work with all the destinations. And if you are interested in going abroad, you have to just drop us a message on this WhatsApp number 9494 555 454. Okay, thank you.